This workout is my go-to leg and booty workout. It's going to be intense. It's going to be killer. And you're going to be sore for a few days afterwards, so you better be prepared. And after I take you guys through my little voiceover workout, I'm going to be talking to you guys about my current physique, comparing it to my old one, why I gained the weight, how I gained the weight, what my current weight is, all that good stuff, just updating you guys on my body, what's going on, what I'm doing. But for the workout, this is my go-to leg workout. It's absolutely killer. All right, I try to make this intro as short and sweet as possible, so let's get into the workout. All right, guys, I hope you all are ready to try my go-to leg and booty workout. It's going to be intense. First, we're starting off with some good glute activation. Doing glute bridges with hip abduction at the very top. Place the resistance band right above your knees. This is an amazing glute activation exercise. We're going to superset this with donkey kicks. A superset is doing one exercise after another with no rest in between for one set. Make sure you're kicking up with your heel, not with your toes pointing upward. This glute activation is going to get our butts ready to put in some work and to grow. First exercise is going to be pulsing walking lunges. You know this is one of my absolute favorites, and if you've been watching me for quite some time, I'm sure you can tell it's one of my go-tos. But for this, we're going to go really slow, squeezing and focusing on our glutes, and then finishing off with a kickback. We're going to superset this movement with frog pumps. Your glutes are going to be pumped, so you better be prepared. Now, this is very similar to our glute activation, but slightly different. Weighted hip thrust with a hip abduction at the top of the movement. This movement is intense, absolutely killer. Try it out and let me know how bad your buns burn. The resistance band is going to be placed in the same spot. Next movement is a goblet squat, but we're not finishing the movement at the very top by squeezing our glutes. We're keeping the tension on our muscles by staying low and not going all the way back up. Finishing off with Bulgarian split squats, make sure your knee is not going over your toes so it focuses more on the glutes. And yes, we're finally done. As a burnout, we're doing lightweight on the hip abduction. I sit at the edge of the bench because that's where I feel it in my side buns the most. I add a pulsing movement for that extra burn. And a couple weeks ago, I was at the mall and I just had to do it. I had to drop some cash on these Lululemons. I splurged, it was an impulse buy. But you know what? You gotta do it sometimes, right? You gotta treat yourself sometimes, right? Please make me feel more sane in my purchase, guys. Try out that workout. Let me know how you like it. It is absolutely my favorite go-to workout. That is a guaranteed burn, great pump, great soreness afterwards. I love it. You should try it out. Let me know how you guys like it. Now, let's talk about my current physique situation. If you remember, a few months ago, I did gain like 15 pounds out of nowhere, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. I actually enjoyed having that extra little bit to love. I went to the pharmacy one day to refill my prescription for birth control, and that was $300 because apparently something changed with my health insurance. So, you know, no thanks. AdSense money doesn't pay for $300 birth control, so I just, no thank you. So I made sure to make an appointment with my gynecologist. Made an appointment, went through all of that weird stuff. It's great. Don't you guys just love the gynecologist? You know what's pretty funny is that a lot of guys are gonna be watching this for the physique update, and here I am talking about gynecologists and all that sexy, seductive type of stuff. Anyways, I make an appointment with my gynecologist because I'm not dropping that kind of coinage for birth control when I could just get it for free. They give me a new prescription, completely new birth control, not like the generic version of the brand I already had. I don't know why that happened, but they just suggested me to try a different birth control because I have insane cramps on my previous one. There are reasons other than, you know, not wanting to have a baby that birth control is good for. So I really needed it. So I just didn't even think about, you know, all the other side effects that could come along with birth control, like weight gain, breaking out. Some people get weight loss. Some people don't get any side effects, and those people can just exit the video now because I'm beyond jealous of you and I'm a bit salty towards you. So that's what caused me to gain 15 pounds out of nowhere. And the crazy thing was, it wasn't for a while. I was trying to figure out why I was gaining this weight. For some reason, I didn't take that into consideration. I started doing cardio like 3 times a week, 20 plus minutes on the stair stepper, 20 plus minutes running. And you guys know that I hate doing that. I tried doing everything to lose weight and nothing happened. I tried to avoid looking at the scale because it's not really an indicator of anything, really. I mean, right now I weigh 136 pounds and I feel like I look just as good as I did when I weighed 120. So you can't really take that into consideration because muscle takes up less space than fat. It's more compact. You'll hear that, you know, muscle weighs less than fat. A pound's a pound, but they mean that it just takes up less space. So like a pound of muscle could be like this much, but a pound of fat's like this. Y'all know what I'm saying. Anyways, obviously don't actually, Jesus, I just did. Obviously don't take my sizes seriously. It was just like an explanation. It did kind of get me in the dumps. I wasn't depressed or anything, but I was very upset. I had bad body image days almost every other day. And the reason why, it wasn't because of the weight gain, really. It was just because I was putting in effort that I usually don't put in, like doing cardio, and nothing was happening. Like for a good 2 months, I didn't see a difference at all. And it wasn't just weight gain that came with it. Like my back was breaking out like crazy. I mean, naturally my back does break out like the tops of my shoulders. And on the birth control, it just made it 10 times worse. It was just an awful experience. So once I realized that it wasn't just my body shutting down on me, it was literally that. I went to the doctor, got the generic version of the brand that I had previously, and within a month, I was back to normal. And you guys have even noticed it. I get comments all the time on Instagram like, did you lose weight? Did you lose weight on purpose? Like, no, I haven't been doing anything different. It's just my birth control is actually normal now, and it's not working against me. But yeah, that's my little story about how I gained that weight. And I don't even want to tell you guys what birth control I'm using now or what I was using because, like I said, we're all different. That might work for you, and if I tell you that that didn't work for me, it'll just steer you away from ever using it, and you'll never figure out what really works for you. So it is a little process. It does take time to figure out what does and what doesn't work for you. Don't be as dumb as I was and completely forget that birth control affects you. And it's just been such a long time since birth control ever affected me negatively that I didn't even take it into consideration. So yeah, right now I'm not doing anything different than I was prior, except I'm not doing cardio as much. I am incorporating HIIT maybe 1 to 2 times a week now. I just enjoy it, you know what I'm saying? I remember the very first time that I tried doing cardio and I felt like I was just gonna fall over and die, and I don't like that feeling, so I just wanna kind of get my body used to moving. I used to be an athlete, I used to play tennis. I was actually very good when I was younger. I stopped playing when I turned 13 because we moved and I didn't have anybody to play with, and I'm very socially awkward. But anyways, I used to be an athlete. I used to be able to do all that stuff, used to run for hours on end, and now I can't even run for more than 20 minutes. So I'm trying to work on that. Not trying to particularly lose weight. I'm just trying to get my body into the habit of, you know, functioning with a high heart rate rather than just falling over, you know what I'm saying? So I'm not counting calories. I haven't counted calories within the last year, to to be completely honest with you. And I actually haven't weighed myself in the longest time. Looking in the mirror and seeing how different my body looks than when I was at the peak of my birth control bulk, I would have thought I would weigh like 125 maybe. Stepped on the scale, I weigh 136. Does that number bother me? No, because it's just a number. That is my little physique slash my body slash what I'm doing, what I'm eating. It's nothing really special. Maybe in the future that will change. Maybe I'll have some different goals, but right now I'm just chilling. It's been working for me. I've been feeling energized. If I want to eat, if I want to kind of indulge in some chocolates or in some nacho cheese or into some other foods that a lot of people avoid, I will indulge in them because I love food. And I'm not even saying that to be quirky, you know, like, you see those like super fit people and they're like, I love pizza. And it's, of course it's pizza to be relatable. Pizza, no. Or like, they're like, I love donuts, but they're so fit and they always have like a 6-pack. And you're like, you really eat a large pizza and a whole box of donuts, really? I'm not even saying that to be quirky. I like food, and not even like to the point where it's like, I love food, I'll eat a whole plate. No, it's not about the quantity. It's about the quality. I would rather eat a tiny portion if it's infused with flavor and it is so good, rather than eating like what my boyfriend eats for prep, which is like a whole plate of like bland chicken, bland broccoli, and something else. I would rather the smaller portion bursting with flavor, because food is supposed to taste good. If I ever go on a cut, you guys hold me accountable and make sure I stick to my beliefs, which is it still has to taste good. Okay, I'm done rambling. This has been the first time in a long time that I sat down and just talked to the camera without already knowing what to say. So hopefully it's not all over the place. Let me know if you guys like this video. Remember, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. If you have any questions, comment them down below and I'll try to answer them. All right, that's it. I'll see you guys in the next one.